down to like 30 seconds, still able to like give some insights into what's going on in the game. Liberian, thank you for joining us. We had one of your variations in the Queen's Gambit Decline, and it's funny that I haven't played that against you, because you played this line of the Queen's Gambit Decline and many times now against me, and I didn't try this plan with castling long, which I think is honestly critical. One of the critical lines, but very, very sharp positions, oftentimes involving opposite wing castling. Does he ever play good players while streaming? We try to play the good players we can get, Guy, but unfortunately, you know, there's no Grandmasters except for Chessbra, I think, playing on Lichess. And the other day we had a game against Spinal Tap Chess, International Master. Last week we had a match against, a blitz match against International Master Andras Toth. So we try to play strong players if we can, but the problem is that, first of all, there aren't that many strong players on Lichess. The second problem is that the strong players that there are on Lichess tend to play like 1 minute and extremely, extremely fast time controls. So not just Lichess, on every chess site, you find it's a little harder to find strong players playing like slower time controls. But there are some players who give me very, very tough games here. Okay, so a6. Generally speaking, knight on c6, it's not a good position for the knight to get in front of the c-pawn, unless you're playing the Chigorin variation. And I'm going to win a pawn here. I think I could have won a pawn last move, but I was talking and not paying attention. So the d5 point is surrendered by black, and you lose a pawn. So the Chigorin variation, like d4, d5, c4, knight, c6, is very interesting, but also very difficult to play. Black has to play extremely precisely, not to be worse in the Chigorin. So not an opening you can just pick up and start playing like, you know, the first day. It's actually pretty difficult. I have a student who's learning to play Chigorin, and it's easy to get crushed in less than 20 moves. Well, Lichess is a good site for bullet. Some stronger players are afraid that everyone's using computer. It's not really true. We've had very few incidences of suspecting anyone of computer assistance here. I think I've been very happy with that level of, you know, only a handful of times. So I'm not sure that their fear is. There are definitely cases where people will try to use engines, particularly if you play like slower time controls. This is true on any chess site. So when I started the stream about a month ago, I was playing a lot on Internet Chess Club, and I like that because they have a 15-minute pool there, which is pretty cool. But the 15-minute games, the problem is they're really good, and I would play some fairly strong players. But the 15-minute games really do take a pretty long time. So half an hour per game, I could only play like, well, you know, 5 or 6 games in a session. And so it's a trade-off. Can we play a lot of games against people watching the stream so they can learn, or can we play just a few games of like 15-minute chess? It's hard to say which is better. Okay, we're gonna try to convert this extra pawn. So what do we have here? Look at the position. Better pawn structure, extra pawn, and how do you convert it? Use the C file. Minority attack along the C file, I think. And you're always looking for tactics. Like right here, I've got this very convenient shot with bishop g4 and no knight f5 that's covered twice by the active rook on c5. So Tripleton walked right into a very nasty little tactical shot there. Saji, what do you think I should be afraid of playing the London in classical time control or not? Do you think I should be afraid of? No. I mean, never. The only thing you should be afraid of, Liberian, is that you're not getting the maximum you can get out of the opening. I mean, there's absolutely no reason to ever be afraid of playing the London. It's a one of the most solid things you can play, but there's nothing to fear. Only the fear of like not maybe getting the most you can get out of the opening. But I think here's our minority attack. You know, I think when you get to a more advanced level, you should try to play more kind of dynamic stuff. But yesterday we were talking about players. Like, I don't think you were here yesterday. Were you till the end? Or I'm not sure. But how much do you enjoy Chess 960? Not too much. I'm not a, like, I do occasionally play Chess 960 if I'm bored. But it's not like, you know, a big deal. I'm not crazy about it. I'm kind of a creature of habit, and I think Chess 960 is useful, though. I think it's useful. I'm not a huge fan. I've done a couple games while streaming, but I think I lost both, oddly enough. But I think that Chess 960 is probably, obviously, the most useful of the chess variants to improve your game. You learn really how to coordinate the pieces. Could you switch for the last 40 minutes of the stream to ICC? Just remove the Elite Chess org from your stream title then. Yeah, you could do that. I'll think about it. I was thinking though about this the other day, and I probably would prefer just to do like I would prefer to do like a dedicated stream like for one site, because I feel it, you know, I like a little bit weird about it. You know, you kind of like use the stream to bring players over to another chess site, and I don't know, it feels a little weird. So I might like once a week do like a dedicated, I think I'm probably gonna do that, you know, do like a dedicated stream like just to doing like playing on ICC or something like on one day, rather than like switching up midstream. DST00 said, I'm playing a rapid tournament tomorrow, 25 with 5 increment and 6 rounds. My rating's 1800. Do you have any good tips while playing players above 2000? That's a good question. Well, I think really it's important for you to be in your comfort zone, you know. You really need to be comfortable in the kind of position you get. So I wouldn't experiment in the opening. You know, play the openings that you're most comfortable with, no matter like what they are. And try to play quickly. Don't get in time pressure. Try to play as quickly as you can. I don't have any magic recipes though. My last rapid tournament was a disaster. I hadn't played in one in a long time, and I lost to a bunch of weak players for different reasons. But I wasn't practical with time management, guys. I was like just tanking and using all my time and getting in time pressure every game, which gave a huge edge to my opponents. So my advice is stay ahead on the clock if you can, and keep it simple and play the openings you know. But if you can take a risk, then it's probably better than getting ground down slowly, you know, by a stronger player's technique. So I wouldn't avoid risks, but try to keep it in, you know, kind of comfortable territory. Don't make, you know, experimental openings. So guys, thanks for challenging me. I'm International Master William Pascal. We're streaming from Budapest. Check out my videos on YouTube. I'm trying to clean up my new YouTube channel. It's Video Chess Training. You can check the link in the description down below the Twitch info, or down below the stream in the Twitch info. GM Willwolf played you already, but we'll try to play you another game before the stream is over. DST and Werenfeld. Werenfeld, I never know like when you challenged me, but we promise we're not gonna miss you. Play the Berlin. I never played the Berlin in my life. Interesting. Yeah, I don't play e4, e5 too much. I do play the Petrov, but that's it. I never played e4, e5, and later on, in my career. I started to learn it, but I didn't want to learn the Lopez for black because it's a big, daunting task. So I started to learn the Petrov. And I do play the Petrov for black, but that's my limited e4, e5 repertoire. Okay, I did also play, I have to confess, I have played the Schliemann on a couple of occasions, but it's a very experimental, my knowledge of the Schliemann is a very experimental level. The Berlin, yeah, the refutation of chess. I don't know anything about the Berlin, just like the general idea, but the Berlin kind of killed the openings. Another Queen's Gambit declined. So everyone, thank you for joining us. Sophia Rogers was good, said the saddest troll. She is good. She's a kind of mystery here. Some people said she was using an engine, but I am not of that opinion. You know, there were a lot of mistakes that she made in the endgame, for example. So, no, I don't think she's an engine, but she played awfully well. B6, E3. Maybe she's a grandmaster trolling me. I don't know, but some retired grandmaster, like just doing this for fun. I don't know, but Michael Wilder. I mean, who could be like a grandmaster who would troll someone, you know? Bishop b7. There are a lot of grandmasters who quit chess, you know? A lot. Maybe they would just come on and troll you, just for the fun of it. So here we have the Tartakova without h6 again. This is one of those openings that isn't really covered very well in theory. I never thought that it's that big a deal for black to omit h6 in these kind of positions. They are opening what we must to learn. Okay, or what we can learn, what we want to, don't worry. Like Sicilian is a must. Sicilian is, well, I guess Sicilian is a must if you play e4. You don't have to learn it for black. We were talking yesterday about someone asking, you know, what opening should I start with? And I think you should learn classical openings first. Though I didn't, you know. I kind of regret that I didn't. So I learned to play hypermodern openings first, like the English opening and the Sicilian. And I think that it would have been better for me to learn more classical stuff first. So I had to go back and learn the classical openings later. Just kind of the reverse order of probably how it should be. I joked about this yesterday, how the computer engines say that black in the Sicilian is already like clearly worse. A lot of engines claim like 0.6, even 0.7 advantages for white after 1c5. It's not probably that far from the truth. I probably should have exchanged on f6. I did this against what is it, Keebler, or what's his name? That guy who streams sometimes. I forgot to take on f6 when I'm supposed to take on f6. And now white doesn't have anything. My bishop is very passively placed at e2. Have you heard of quantum chess? Yes, I heard of quantum chess. I read something about it on Chess24 or some website, but I wasn't sure what it was. And Kaluki Bro Chill says, I like playing the Berlin endgame, but I usually get the Rookie 1 line. Yeah, I mean, Rookie 1 is the line that I played when I didn't know what the Berlin was, you know. But now they're playing it with white because just like, you know, you don't want to trade queens and stuff. But objectively, it's hard to believe that white can get an advantage in that line, or any line, actually. I was looking at something else for white. I forget now. Yeah, it would be nice if white didn't have to trade queens. You're white, you have a space advantage, and trading queens seems to help the side with less space. I have nothing here. Absolutely zero. But c6 is a kind of passive move, DST. I think you could play c5. I made a mistake. I meant to play bishop takes f6. I forgot, and now my bishop is placed on e2, and it's silly, you know. My bishop belongs on d3 in this position. Will Wolf's Revenge says everyone's going to fall asleep if we keep seeing the Queen's Gambit declined. I don't know why that everybody plays the Queen's Gambit declined. I really don't. It's kind of strange.